Hello! Happy Summerween! It is finally time for the Summerween readathon, and I have a lot of plans. If you haven't seen it, please go watch my Summerween TBR video, because I plan to read 6 books. I want to read The Carrow, The Haunting of Rainier Asylum, The Haunting of Gillespie House, Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier, The Bride of Frankenstein, and I have a feeling I'm forgetting one. Yeah, I think I filled one of the prompts with the 3rd book in the Beckoning Dead series. A lot. We plan to read a lot of spooky books, as many as we can. I also want to watch a spooky movie, listen to a Halloween playlist, read in the dark, carve out a melon like a jack-o'-lantern, and make my first pair of Halloween socks. So stay tuned and see what, actually happens. It's the morning of day 2 of Summerween, so I'd like to update you on what I did yesterday and also what I'm planning to do today. Yesterday I basically did this. Minus 13 rows, if that makes sense. I learned a new heel. This is the shadow wrap heel is it. And it was very, very easy, so I hope it fits as good as the heel flap and gusset, because this is way easier to knit. And I have been doing this while listening to the audiobook of The Haunting of Rainier Asylum, which is the 2nd book in the Beckoning Dead series by Ipsen. The 1st book is called The Haunting of Bacon Hill. Oh boy, I forgot the ending of the 1st book, but I've been cruelly reminded by it in the 2nd book. We got a recap of the ending and I was like, oh yeah, crap, that happened. But I am enjoying it very, very much. We're now getting really into the asylum, whereas in the 1st book we had to deal with a ghost that worked in the asylum. And now strange things are happening and Sadie is going to the asylum to figure out what's happening. It was so funny. Yesterday we got a robot vacuum cleaner. And we obviously tried it out. It works great. But then we scheduled it. So I wanted to see if it works, and we scheduled it at night at 12 just to make, I wanted to see if it started automatically and what it does. We did it wrong. So my husband was checking from bed to the camera, and the vacuum lets you know when that happens, so it talks to you. But the thing started talking while Sadie was in the asylum. And they basically just spotted something, and so she was basically waiting for a ghost to come. And at that point, the robot vacuum started talking to me, and I scared the crap out of myself. The tension in that book was just at a high at that time, and then the robot vacuum that I am not used to at all whatsoever yet started talking. It scared me. It was really funny. But I am very much enjoying the book. I think I have about 2 hours to go, maybe 2.5. I will be doing reading sprints this afternoon because I woke up without pain. And so far, the nerve doesn't hurt while I move. So we'll see how long it lasts, because, you know, so far the days has been started well, going worse, getting well again. So there might be a dip, we'll see. But during those sprints, I will finish The Haunting of Rainier Asylum, maybe. Yeah, no, it will be in sprints. I will probably start earlier because I want to finish the toe on this sock. That's all I have to do left. And then I will be listening to the audiobook as well. But during the sprints, I will have to start another audiobook. So I'm not sure yet. I'll maybe, you know, Eefke wants to read the Haunting of Gillespie House by Darcy Coates, and I'm also reading the Carrow Hunt with Josephine, which is also from Darcy Coates. So if any of them wants to start a book, I'll start that one today. Maybe it will be something different. We will see. And during those sprints, I will also be working on the list challenge. Because then I'm sitting at the computer anyway, so I might get it in. And I also really need to update my Ravelry, because both the summer sock and the Summerween socks I'm doing are not on my Ravelry project page yet, and I want them to be. So I have to take photos of them and then put it all in Ravelry, which don't take long, but you know, as soon as I'm behind the PC anyway, and I don't know how long that will last, we're doing everything we can on the PC with an audiobook while doing reading sprints, basically. And then, you know, I don't know how the nerve is gonna hold up. So we have to see, but I hope, you know, I hope I can sprint until 5 or 6, which then it will be 3 or 4 hours. So I think that would already be great. And then I will cook my dinner, but I hope I can also, you know, maybe get some strawberries from the garden, dip them in chocolate. Maybe I would love to carve out my melon in the shape of a pumpkin today, and then have that, putting a candle in it while eating melon and chocolate covered strawberries while watching a scary movie. Or not that scary, probably gonna be a spooky movie, but I feel like doing that tonight. So we'll see how far the nerve gets, how much I can do. It's gonna be a trial and error day, I'm afraid. So we'll find out. But I'm very excited, and I will finish the book today and probably start the next one. So I'll see you when that happens. Hello! Welcome to day 3 of Summerween! So let me update you. Yesterday I did end up doing reading sprints and I finished the Hunting of Rainier Asylum by Ipsen. This one. And it wasn't as good as the first book, The Hunting of Beacon Hill. We do definitely follow through on that for a bit, but it's getting it's getting a deep dive into the story and the backstory, and this book definitely felt like a setup book for book 3. So I enjoyed this a bit less than the first one. I think I will give it 3 stars. There's still a bit of spookiness going on. It is set in an asylum. It just didn't hit the same way. I was really shocked by the first book, and with this one not so much. I felt it was less scary. The monsters we're dealing with were less scary than the first ghost in the book. And again, I missed a lot of the plot. It felt like a setup book. So I am very curious about book 3. I did not start that. However, I did start the Carrow Hunt, and I wanted to say we because what happened is we basically started an unofficial Summerween buddy read, and a lot of us are now reading the Carrow Hunt. I know Larissa finished it. She gave it 4 stars. She loved it. And it is so fun because I'm only an hour and a half in. And we just have seen the tour guide. She is the main character. And so, you know, we're part of the tour. So we're getting a little bit of insight in the history of the building. And I love that. And then she gets a kind of a weird offer, to be honest with you. And then about staying in that house for 2 weeks. And the reason why the dude wants to do that is a bit unsure, but they're not alone. So she says yes. Because she's kind of curious about the house too. And I'm just at the part where they all introduced, and this is a mixed match of people. They almost fought at the beginning, so it's going to be interesting. And then it's so fun to see that where I am, nothing happened yet. And Larissa's like, oh yeah, well, I'm at this point and the shit had hit the fan, guys. Like at this point it's starting. And that just keeps me excited to read it. So that's amazing. And it's so fun that a lot of people are now reading the same books, because I know Kate and Josephine are just reading The Hunting of Beacon Hill this week, and Eefke already wants to also read The House of Gillespie, The Hunting of Gillespie House, which I also want to read this week. And it's so much fun. So far, finished 1 book, started the other one. I'm okay with it. Nothing happened yet. I did do reading sprints and I finished the list challenge, so you can now compare yourself on how many favorite books of the other Pins of Mischief members, you know, all the people on the Discord. You know, they could enter their favorite books, so you can now see how you compare and how many of those you read, and you can see for yourself if you love them or not. If you loved a lot of them that you read from that list, you might see that list as a recommendation. I will link that one down below as well, but there will be a different video for that as too. And then today I started try cleaning, and pain-wise, it was fine. I just have no condition. So halfway the second door, I was so exhausted. So I cleaned 2 doors and that's it. And then started to play The Sims, hang out with you guys a bit while decorating The Sims for Halloween. Forgot all the controls, so I was very, very slow at it. So we did not finish. But you know, I can... we will try it again. I just need to familiarize myself a bit with the controls and the cheats again. As move objects and stuff like that. I also watched We Have a Ghost yesterday. Because I made this chocolate strawberries and I carved Jack. The jack-o'-lantern Melon. And it was so much fun. And then I had all the snacks while watching we have a ghost, which is a comedian, and it's also it's a wholesome movie. It was really nice. I enjoyed it. So that might be a movie on the list as well for 31 movies of Halloween. So far, I'm enjoying myself. I do think I need to pick up on the reading speed though. So yeah, might just be needing with an audiobook tonight, because I still haven't touched the Halloween socks either. So we'll see. I'll let you know tomorrow what happened and what the plans are. Hello! It's day 5 of Summerween already. How do we get here so fast? Let me scoot over. Yeah, I don't know. Time has flown. And I feel like I haven't done much. So, yesterday was day 4 and I haven't talked to you because I went to work for a bit. Got home, was very tired, did have a bit of pain. The pain got away real fast. But then I still had to do groceries. So, at the end I was still, again, very tired. So today I was late in bed. I was so tired from yesterday. But I actually did a lot of things today. And so I do have stuff to update you on. I have finished the Carrow hunt. And I think I will give it 4 stars. I don't know. It was a strange one. Strange might not be the right word. In this book, we follow a group of people that purposely go to a very well-known, very haunted house. And to research it, basically. And to research the ghosts that are living there. And a lot of stuff happens. But for me personally, because we were following a whole lot of ghosts and not specifically one evil entity that we had a deep dive in, this book wasn't as scary to me as, for say, The Haunting of Ashburn House was by the same author, Darcy. Stuff did happen. And it got really, but when it started to get creepy, eventually, I still felt like there was one solution. And I've been feeling that solution from the start. And that's the solution they're ending up with. And then the ending was kind of a miracle ending. So I did not like the ending at all. I did, however, enjoyed the science things of the ghosts more. We got explained the different categories of ghosts and entities and what their powers were, what they are capable of doing and what they're not capable of doing. And I love that piece. I was way more invested in the characters than I was for The Haunting of Ashburn House. April is my absolute favorite character. She's amazing. So for those two things are very good about this book. But then the scare factor was less. And the few scare factors we had are being undone by the ending. The whole scariness level that the book had, to me, is undone by a magical ending. I don't want a hard book to have a, oh, we all live happily ever after kind of sort of ending, like a magical and then the house was fixed. No, that's not how it works. That's not how I like it. So it's gonna be a 3 or 4. It feels like a 3.5. I don't do half stars, but it does not feel like a 4 star. But normally I would grade that to a 4 because 3.5 is, it's fair to go up than down. I'm not sure. So I haven't put it on Goodreads yet. We'll find out if I give it a 3 or 4. I also finished my first Halloween sock. This is the Heel Toasty Dough pattern by Kay Liddon, aka the Crazy Sock Lady on YouTube. I will tag her down and link the pattern for you in case you want to make these socks. This is made by Hobbi Halloween yarn which is currently not available, but it will be available September, October. I don't know if they started in September or late September. It will be when Halloween. And then I've started the second sock. So that's going... Oh, that was wrong. That's going well. I also started Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier. And this book is making me question my reading taste. I have read a lot of weird books lately where I'm thinking like, at this point I'm thinking, is something wrong with me? So recently I've read The Tickety, which is a very, very dark witch story where a kid almost gets stoned, is thrown in a well, people get tortured, and I loved it. Then last week I read Darren Shang, with, you know, it's sold as a children's book. But the kid had to fake his own, like, there is suicidal behavior in there. And we definitely follow a very cruel person. And then we see this first person kind of death experience. And there's a lot of aggression in the book as well. But I kind of enjoy that one too. And now this book, I'm not far in. I'm only 84 pages in. Just before chapter 8. But basically this is about a kid's bride. Like, what the hell am I reading these days? This ain't normal, right? I don't know. I also don't know if I like this book yet. The reading style is the most similar to classic gothic horror, but it's just not it. So my brain can't place it. And I have to get used to this sort of writing. So I'm not sure if that's a pro or not. You know, I like gothic horror writing, so if it's close to that, I probably like it. At this case, I'm still feeling it out. I don't know. We'll find out. And then the first couple of chapters were very confusing. They're meant to be confusing, so it's fine. But my interpretation was sort of correct. And then we have this situation. We follow the new bride of this man. And she is constantly be called a kid. Or she constantly refers to herself as childish, wishing she was older. 36 would be perfect because you get taken more serious, like stuff like that. The man asks if he isn't too old for her at some point. So this very much gives off child bride vibes. And I don't know, her age isn't specified. It's just highlighted that she is young. She's not that grown up. She keeps saying that she's just out of school, which I don't know in this time period and in this place how old that would be. But to me, it gives more 16 vibes than 28, if that makes sense. And I don't know how I feel about that. If I'm completely honest. So, yeah. She just arrived in the house. And one of the workers there is being weird. So I think we're now getting in the more gothic horror-esque aspect of it. But right now, I don't know how I feel about it. But it is day 5. And this is only the 3rd book I'm reading. So this is definitely the time we're getting double up. So I have been reading this in the dark. And this is also my set in summer book. So this book will be ticking off those things on the bingo board. And then tomorrow, or the day after, we're gonna start the Haunting of Gillespie House, which probably honestly will be the day after because I have this much to read still. I cannot find the audiobook on any of my sources, so I found one on YouTube, which is helpful, especially if you're knitting. So yes, there is things going on. But it's also getting a bit weird over here. So how's your Summerween going? Do you have fun? Is your Summerween as weird? Let me know. Please tell me I'm not the only weird one here. I hope to see you tomorrow. Hello, it's Thursday, day 7 of Summerween. I'm still reading Rebecca, or I'm at page 314 of Rebecca out of 430, and I'm gonna DNF. This is not a gothic horror, this is not a gothic book. It isn't spooky, it doesn't have vibes, it has nothing. This is a book about a very insecure young girl who gets married to an old man and is being bullied by a maid. And it happened to happen in a manor. But this could have been very atmospheric, and it just doesn't. Nothing's happening. We just had a twist that I think is supposed to be shocking. To me, it wasn't. I'm not feeling it. I don't like it. I don't want to end Summerween on this book. This is gonna get a 2 stars. I don't hate it. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just not something I enjoy. So I will be starting the Haunting of Gillespie House today from Darcy Coates. I will be buddy reading this with Evka. I don't know who else is gonna join. Some people are still in other books. I have started this audiobook and I'm an hour in. I started it a couple of weeks ago, wasn't feeling it. I'll just continue though, because I think when I just continue I will remember. But nothing really happened yet. And this will count for Night Sky on the cover, so I am excited to switch books up and hopefully finish the Summerween on a bang. I only have 2 hours and 18 minutes left of this book, so it should be done today. Hello, I have finished The Haunting of Gillespie House by Darcy Coates. And it was interesting. I find that Jonathan is a very creepy bastard. He's a very interesting character. He's the one that led the cult. And I loved it. I loved that. I love the house. And the atmosphere in the house. I wish, however, that we explored more of Jonathan and the cult things. I feel I am not satisfied. I wanted to know more. I wanted more of the cult stuff. I wanted more of the Jonathan stuff. Because I feel like that would make it more scary. If we delved into that history a bit more. But overall, I liked it. This one did not have a magical ending, which I love. So I think 3 stars. This was a very quick, easy read, but not as intriguing as Asburn House of the Carrow Hunt. However, the Carrow Hunt got ruined by the ending. This one did not. And I loved that in the audiobook, they talked about how this got written by Darcy Coates, because she was supposed to write a short story, but history of the house and things of the house, and the story kept pressing up on her, and she had to write The Haunting of Gillespie House before she could write the short story. So I did read the short story as well. It's called Crawl Space, and that is the short story she was supposed to write, and it is part of Carrow House, or that's where Carrow House grew from, basically. And I think we can still see that in the Gillespie House, not Carrow House, the Gillespie House. And I love that. In this book are two more short stories. One is Bed and Breakfast and the other one is Lights Out. So I want to read those as well today. We'll see. Because I do want to knit more on my second Halloween sock. I have started a leg. So I would like to finish that. Maybe do the whole turn. We'll see. So I think for now I will see if the audiobook for The Bride of Frankenstein is available to me so I can do that while knitting. And then maybe read the short stories tonight out back. And that's how we round out Summerween. Sounds like a plan to me, but let's see if it's doable and we find the audiobook. Hello, welcome! It is Friday morning. Summerween is officially over. Unofficially, Summerween is in my heart all summer. And I will not stop reading spooky books or anything else. But I do want to recap really quickly what we've done this week. How far I got into the bingo board. Because we had a lot of fun. And I hope you did too. I did have a lot of fun. I hope you had a lot of fun as well. I started reading with the Rainier Asylum by Ipsen, which is the second book of the Beckoning Dead series. And unfortunately, I wasn't as intrigued as the first book. The first book is the scariest haunted house book I've ever read. This really felt like a setup book for the rest of the series, so I'm giving it 3 stars. Then we've read the Carrow Hunt, which, you know, a lot of us read that. That was so much fun. It kind of became the spontaneous, unofficial buddy read for Summerween. And I do think I have the same opinion as most of you. I liked it. I felt really connected with the characters. I loved the system. That we got more explanation of the system of how the ghosts are categorized, what their abilities are, in which category. And I really, really enjoyed that one. It wasn't really scary to me. Especially not since that everything that happened, you know, every scary thing that happened has been undone by the ending. I absolutely hated the ending. It's a magical solution ending, which is not fitting for a haunted house book. There has to be stakes and there has to be consequences. So I did not like the ending and therefore I'm giving it a 3. I was more intrigued than more intrigued with the characters than Ashburn House, but it was less scary than Ashburn House, and I absolutely hated the ending, so 3 stars. Then I think I got on to Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier, which is, I thought it would be a graphic, not a graphic, I thought it would be a gothic horror novel, which it is not. It is a story about a very insecure young child or woman. She is referred to as a child all the time, who gets married to an old man, and it happens to play in a mansion. She gets bullied by the maid, and that's it. Nothing scary is happening. No atmosphere for me whatsoever. The setting was good, but again, I would expect a lot of, you know, eerie vibes, eerie atmosphere. That's why I love gothic stories. This is not it. 2 stars. I DNF'd it. If you're looking for eerie vibes, I would not recommend it. Then I read The Haunting of Gillespie House. This was also a buddy read, which I enjoyed the buddy read so much. I did like this way better than Carrow Hunt, however this was not as scary. But the ending was way better. But it wasn't as good as Ashburn House as well. So I think 3 stars. But it's a higher 3 stars. This is a very short book, by the way. And it's about a girl that house sits, this eerie mansion, not very close to town, and it has a very rich history. There is, you know, apparently one year, half of the family died, all in the same year, from the people that lived there. There is cult backstories, you know, so interesting things about this house. However, I felt we didn't go into depth of any of the interesting things. I wanted more of the cult history. I wanted more of the ghost. Overall, I just wanted more backstory and more eerie feelings because the backstory was really creepy. The ghost is a cruel bastard. Like, it could have been 4 or 5 stars, but it just wasn't in depth enough, so 3 stars. However, I really enjoyed how the story came to be a story. Darcy Coates was supposed to write a short story, and things kept popping up about the house. And that is what actually turned in The Haunting of Gillespie House, so I really like that, and therefore I also read the short story Crawl Space, which I really very much enjoyed. That was very creepy and eerie, and I think I'm actually going to give that short story a 4-star. And then I wanted to find the audiobook for The Bride of Frankenstein, but I could not find it. So I started Horror Movie by Paul Tremblay. This is Carla's book pick for their Audible book club. Their channel is Altnuts. I'll link it down below. I only am an hour in, and so far I'm intrigued. It is about a horror movie that has been made but never been shown because a lot of stuff happened on set, and they now want to reboot the movie. And you get parts of the PV of the main character, and then you get parts of the screenplay. And I think it's the old screenplay, but I'm not sure. I enjoyed that. I did watch the movie We Have a Ghost, which was a cute, wholesome, funny ghost movie. So I enjoyed that. And I also made Halloween socks. The first socks is done. It has the chiffon striping. This is the heel toasty dough socks from the Crazy Sock Lady. I put on 65 stitches. And then I started the second sock, and the leg is done. I am 2 rows in the heel. So I will finish that probably this weekend. We'll see. But that was Summerween for me. We made Jack out of a melon. I love Jack. At the beginning of the week it was nice weather and I could actually pick some strawberries. But now it has been raining constantly. So I hope you enjoyed your Summerween. I hope the spooky vibes stay with you. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye nerds!